Hey, you're listening to Don't Lie to Your Life Coach podcast with Kim Arrington. I'm Kim Arrington. I'm a life coach, a weight loss coach, an author, and a badass passionate about helping you connect back to your most authentic self. Join me here each week so I can coach you on how to think all those juicy thoughts that get you feeling your absolute best and taking some big ass action. Coaching has changed my life, and it can change your life too. I'm here to give you real life solutions to create a life you'll love. Because the truth is, boo, you ain't just got problems, you got options. Hey, y'all. How you doing? I hope you're doing great. So we're back. I'm back to recording podcast. I'm so excited. Before we get started, have you subscribed on YouTube? Go to YouTube, type in Don't Lie to Your Life Coach, type in Kim Arrington, or you can just go in the show notes and click one of the episodes that takes you to a video. Please subscribe. I am trying to get us 500 strong ASAP. 500 strong, so you can help me. That'll be a great birthday gift to me. I don't care when you get this. My birthday is Earth Day and April 22nd, Earth Day. But whenever you get this, it would be great for you to do that. All right, y'all. This one today is going to be controversial. Today, I'm going to talk about how women need to learn from the fellas and lose weight like men. I am talking to you about the stereotypical way that men lose weight. Women tend to be in their heads in ways that men aren't. And this is why I'm doing this episode. I actually hope this episode goes viral because I think in this instance, women could learn so much about the approach of weight loss that men just naturally do. This episode is for you if you have been at this weight loss thing forever. You have been trying to figure this out. You don't know what to do next. You've done all the popular diets. You've gone back and done some of those diets. You've tried so many things, and you are trying to figure out what your next step is. The other thing is, this is for you if you feel like you're never going to lose your weight. Now, I'm going to tell you something. This is the thing about weight. You don't got to ever lose it. You've got to want to lose it. And I know some of your doctors have been saying to you, you need to do this, you need to do that. I'm telling you right now, as a weight loss expert, as a weight loss coach, as someone who has kept their weight off for more than 10 years, you've got to want weight loss, okay? This episode, I'm not supposed to be answering these while I'm doing this episode's for you. This episode is for you if you actually do believe that weight loss is possible and you just are looking for the right method to do it. I gotcha, boo. I gotcha, boo. And this episode is for you if you understand that weight loss is not the biggest issue of your life, and that you know that when you are able to get this together, that you'll be able to look at some other issues and use how you've used weight loss to get those issues together, or vice versa, vice versa, that, you use the other things you've done in your life, the other really, really, really hard things you've done in your life, and now you can apply this to weight loss. Listen, you all are in good company. Remember, 45% of the 8 billion people in the world, 45% of the global population, friends, that is so close to half the people. 4 billion people are on diets. Think about that. Almost half of the world's population is on diets at one particular time, and 75% of people gain their weight back after a year. You know, 95% of people gain their weight back in 3 years. Only 5% of people keep their weight off. And here's the stat: 6 out of 7 people lose a significant amount of weight during their lifetime. So I want you all to think about that. Diets are something we're on. I want to change that. I don't like the word diet, it has die in it. I want to help you to understand yourself more. So let's chop it up. Let's chop it up. Okay. Here's what you need to know. Why would I say men are better at losing weight than women? Well, first of all, one of the main things when I've heard men talk about eating, when I've heard men talk about losing weight, they do not cut out their favorite foods. And this is something huge that I hear so many women do. As a matter of fact, I got a Facebook friend who, whenever she wants to lose weight, she goes on a juice fast. And she does, she loses weight. And then she ends up breaking her heart by going back to her regular eating and putting that weight on and then some. My whole point is that if you want to lose weight and keep it off forever, and so many of us do, we cannot give up our favorite things. Why would you? Why would you? So that's the number one. That's number one. When men are trying to lose weight, they reduce their favorite things, but they don't give up their favorite things. Here's number two. When women are losing weight, we are obsessed about it. We talk about it constantly to anyone that will listen. And my feeling about that is we're talking about it because we're still trying to convince ourselves, in particular, if we are restrictive. Remember, men don't cut out their favorite foods. They're not going completely carb free. They're not going completely, y'all, I'm being stereotypical. They're not cutting out sugar. They're not doing that. Well, I think the reason why women always talk about it obsessively when they're losing weight is they're trying to tell themselves, they're overriding their intuition, they're overriding what's telling them that this might not actually be the way. The force is strong in this one, but the opposite way. Okay. And when you have to continue to talk about something and you're continually convincing yourself, you are giving yourself information that it's probably not the right path. So, yeah, men may say to a friend, "Hey, I'm on this diet and I'm doing this," but it doesn't encompass their lives. One of the things, if you want to lose weight, it has to fit in your current life. You don't make it fit in your life, it fits into your current life. It brings ease to your life, it makes you feel less stressful. It's something you look forward to. This is how I have been able to lose weight and keep it off. This is why I'm in the 5%. Okay, I'm going to put in an episode that talks about some more stats. I've said some of the stats and also that talks about me being in that 5% and how you can be in that 5% too. I don't remember the name of the episode, so I'm just going to put it in the show notes. All right. Here's another way that men are different when they lose weight. Unlike most women, they are not looking for validation and for people noticing the results. For a man, the fact that he's made a decision, he's doing it is enough. But for most women, they want it reflected back in the eyes of their girlfriends or reflected back in the stranger or reflected back in Aunt Judy that they have lost weight. And the problem with that is what happens when you don't get that reflection. Men are able to validate themselves. It's one of the battle of the sexes, y'all, that how men validate themselves and don't always need as much feedback as stereotypically women do. But the problem is that when we go in that direction of needing validation, that we are waiting and looking for something when that is an inside job. And I'm not one of those people who doesn't say you shouldn't have validation. No, no, no. I'm just saying the first line of validation is you. Now, here's what I think is funny about this episode. Somebody's probably going to come for me when I say women should lose weight like men. But what I'm really doing is giving you the keys to the castle and the freedom. Like I'm telling you, do not cut out your favorite food. Do not restrict yourself. Do not feel like you have to talk about it all the time. That you can keep your own counsel. That you can feel good about it on your own. And I'm actually telling you, you don't need validation to make this choice to lose your weight. You don't need to see yourself reflected back in the eyes of others. That is freedom. That is not me telling you that men are better than women. They are absolutely not. But this is an area where you all know, you hear it. Say you and your husband go on a diet, the same diet. Y'all know I don't like diets. And your husband loses 3 times the weight you do in the same amount of time. And part of it is these things. They have a more realistic view of how to do this. And also, let me just say this is number 4, men do not have the same cultural baggage that women do when it comes to losing weight. We feel like we are about our looks and that is something that's important to us. Not all women, y'all. Stereotypical Sarah right here, okay? Men don't have that same baggage. Now, that one isn't our faults, really, right? Like, that is a cultural, patriarchal thing that women are viewed more in their looks. I saw it, y'all. I loved watching the NCAA. I'm from Durham. It's a college basketball town. We have NC State, who was the Cinderellas this time they won the ACC. It was so exciting watching them. My team, Duke. We have Carolina. I'm gonna keep it there and be neutral. We have my school, North Carolina Central University, who did not play in the ACC this time. But one of the things that was so interesting is we talked about how the female coaches looked. There was all this much ado about them. Oh, well, this particular female coach, she, puts all this fanfare and does all that. So if we could just learn from men to let go of that cultural baggage of how we look, how we're supposed to look, how society says we look. You know what society says? You know what the truth is? Most women after 40 are a size 16 and 18. Maybe we could look at that stat and feel good about where we are. And if we decide to change, then we decide to change. Here's a big one. I'm gonna get in trouble for this one. Men don't blame their inability to lose weight on hormonal changes. They don't blame it on menopause. They don't blame it on their periods. They don't blame it on anything. Why? Because men don't have menopause and men don't have, men do have hormonal changes as they get older. And some of those hormonal changes could make it a little bit more difficult to lose weight, but that's not where they stop. And I want to say this to you. I have had probably more clients in menopause than who have not been in menopause, and they have all been able to lose weight with my system called Half Life because I gradually teach them how to eat for the weight they want to be. They recognize that for years they have been overeating and that there is a way to eat differently that is more in line with the life they want. What I'm trying to say is men don't end the period of the sentence on, oh, my hormones. They continue. And yes, they do have hormonal changes. Yes, it's different. Absolutely. But as they age, they lose testosterone. They lose muscle mass unless they work hard to not do that. So they do have hormonal changes. Here's what I'm saying to you. Here's the big kicker on this. It is more about food than it is about exercise. Exercise is so important. It's time for me to do a new podcast on that. Exercise is so important for mental clarity and for, hanging on that muscle and mobility and stress relief and having a community and, so many other things. But when you are over 40, it's really about eating, and exercise just boosts whatever you're doing. I mean, if you even look at it that way, you know how I look at exercise? And I exercise more than the average bear, and definitely more than the average woman. I look at exercise for all those things I said to you before. Stress relief is huge in that. But also, I look at exercise as it's shaping my body versus it helping me to lose weight. Does it hurt? Absolutely not. But when I wanna lose weight, I'm just 100% thinking about the way I'm eating, why I am overeating, and what to do to stop and to predominantly not overeat. That's what I'm thinking about, and that's what my program Half Life is all about. Let's listen to a commercial to tell you all about it. Y'all, I'm warning you, Half Life is about to double in price. Get it while you can at this amount. Hey girl, hey, my name is Coach Kim, and I'm your last weight loss coach. More on that later. Yes, I've lost 65 pounds, and I'm living my dream of lasting weight loss, plus so much more. And I'm here to spill some tea. What if I told you it only takes watching these 13 videos and doing your workbooks to finally have lasting weight loss? Like weight melting off like ice cream while you eat what you like weight loss? Like being able to go in any store and pick up a pair of jeans or that red dress in your size, like not having to lose weight for an event. You're going to the event and everybody is talking about you at the event and how good you look. Body confidence on 10, friend, and having the most fun you've had in years while saving money, time, and stress. Sign me up, coach. Put me in, coach. Half Life Weight Loss is going to help you gain your whole self back. I got you. All right. Can't wait to see you on the inside. We're back. If you are interested in learning about Half Life, go to www.kimarrington.com/free weight class. Let's talk about another way that men are different from women. Y'all, this gets under my skin. Mission-based weight loss. You can call it event-based weight loss. Men don't say, it's my 40th high school reunion and I'm gonna lose 30 pounds for it. But honey, how many of your girlfriends or have you have done that? It's my wedding. I'm gonna lose weight. It's, I have this big event coming up, a cruise. I'm losing weight for my vacation. I'm losing weight for my vacation. Men don't do that. They don't put pressure on themselves to lose weight for an event. Because the truth is, after the event is over, your brain heard, well, she's just losing the weight for this event. So when it's over, I'm going to throw up all these cravings and make her gain all her weight back. You cannot lose weight for the event. There is no event greater than losing weight because you choose to do it and you want to do it and you decide to do it. I'm adding another one in. I don't even know the numbers now. Here's another way that men are different. Men allow themselves to be beginners. As a matter of fact, they are really attracted to pushing themselves to learn a new thing. And I think this is cultural too, that they don't have to be perfect in it, that the pursuit of it and getting better incrementally is something that's exciting to them. However, women want to get it right the first time. Now, y'all who are married to men will be like, wait a minute, my husband's the same way, or my boyfriend or my partner's the same way. Yes, but I see a little bit more. How do I want to say this? When men are doing something, I see a little bit more of oh, I'm going to keep doing this until I figure it out. I'm going to tell you my personal story. In some ways, all of those things I said to you prior is how I've lost weight. But I will say that I relaxed some of the standards I had that I think did come from losing weight like a woman for decades. And I looked around and I was like, okay, well, what is it different that men are doing than women? What is it different that people are doing for with women? Now, I'm not giving all men complete credit. I'm going to say that I was just observational, noticing what was different, noticing what was different. I came up with something in my program called True Weight Set Point that instead of deciding I want to be a size 12, or instead of deciding that I want to lose 35 pounds, I'm going to predominantly stop overeating and see where my body wants to be versus deciding that it's a number. Let me say that again. So instead of deciding I want to be a size 10 or I want to be down to 162 pounds, it's more about let me predominantly stop overeating, which means there's sometimes you overeat, like your birthday, the Super Bowl, when you're on vacation, just not every single day. You do that. And if you overeat, you're like, okay, I overate yesterday, or I overate for a meal. I don't need to continue overeating. And what you do is you begin to take note and decide that, like, oh, instead of me having a goal, I'm just going to do this activity, get good at predominantly stop overeating, and I'm going to see what the scale tells me. The other thing is, ooh, this is going to be the last one. Men get on a scale and they don't have the same drama that women do about it. They don't get on a scale and question their whole existence. They don't blame themselves. They use the scale as a tool, as data, as something that tells them what's working and not working, not as something that devastates them. I always say data is delicious. Well, data can be, if you are not kind to yourself, you'll make data devastating. You'll make data defective. But data just tells you what is working and what's not working. If the scale is consistently going up, I'm probably overeating. If the scale is going down, I'm probably good at where I am. Now, I am a woman. I identify as a woman. So I'm telling you, these are all things that I've grouped together, and I noticed that men do this, but I came up with a lot of these things and put them together because I knew women could benefit from these things. I noticed some things about men. I ain't got stats on all of it, but I noticed that there were some ways as women we were making it harder on ourselves. And maybe this is the final one. Women tend to prioritize taking care of others, and that means that they're last on the list when it comes to taking care of themselves. And I promise you, every single person around you wants you to care for yourself. All the men in your life, the women, all the people in your life want you to care for yourself and to push yourself up on that list. I promise you. I promise you. The other thing is that women tend, because we are so busy taking care of others, we tend to not seek out recreational activities that don't involve getting together with our girls and eating. Like recreational things that allow us to have a good time outside of food. I went looking for a stat because I am about to start competitive swimming. Yes, my almost 47-year-old ass is about to start competitive swimming. You all know I run, I hike, I boot camp, and you know that I play tennis. But when I looked at this survey, it said that a third of men globally reported taking part in a sporting activity, whether casual or organized, in the last month. That was 31% of men versus 20% of women. Now, I'm not telling you to do a sporting activity to lose weight. I'm telling you to do it to have fun. I'm telling you for the community aspect, the competition aspect, the togetherness, whatever you want. But this is what I'm saying is that if men are participating more in sporting activities like playing basketball or softball or whatever, and women aren't, then it does leave me to think, when we are getting together with each other, what are we doing mainly? I have to tell my friends all the time, I love y'all, but I don't want to go out to eat. Let's go on a walk. Let's go to the art gallery. Let's go to a concert. Like when I go to these events, I usually have eaten. I don't want to center my life around food. And I do think that men do a better job of going to play a pickup game of basketball and going kind of their separate ways versus women who come together, we talk over food. What do we want to do differently? Because we can't. This is something to think about. Your homework this week is to think about. Most of my listeners are women. However, I do have men who are listeners, and I also have people who are non-binary in all different communities to listen. You're very, very welcome to come and listen. And, I hope my use of man versus woman was not offensive to anybody. It's all stereotypical. I just want you to have the best life you can have. But I want you this week to look at how you could be benefiting from losing weight more stereotypically like a man versus how you have been. You don't even got to do anything about it. I want you just to think about it. And if you want to know more about my program, just go to kimarrington.com and /free weight class, and you can learn more about that. And I've got some exciting things coming up for you very, very soon. Ooh, I have been working my little assy off. I'm writing a book for y'all. I know, and other things. Let's end this with an affirmation. If I want it, I got it. Anything you want, you got it. If I want it, I got it. If I want it, I got it. If I want it, I got it. I'm not going to give you a weight loss affirmation with this episode. I'm going to say if there's something you want, you get to have it. You get to go after it. You get to decide that it can be yours. Okay? Y'all have a good one. So glad to check in with you. Yes, you can lose weight. Yes, you can change things that have been the way they have been. And yes, your cute ass better come back next week to holla at me. All right. No more shitball thinking. All right. I'll talk to y'all next week. Have a good one.
Are you feeling what you just heard? Good, good. Repeat after me. You don't have to figure it out on your own again anymore. I'm here to help. Head over to kimarrington.com and download my free video series dedicated to getting you feeling your best right now. Look around, there's some good stuff waiting on you. Got questions? Well, we're always talking on the socials, so find me on YouTube, Insta, and the book. Don't be shy, y'all. Go listen to another episode or join me here the same time next week. Finally, don't keep good shit to yourself. Share this with a homie that could use some help too. Remember, we're not lying to ourselves anymore. We're not lying to our doctors. And you damn sure don't lie to your life.